Welcome back. My name is Nicole. If this is the first time you're seeing this, head down to the description and go to our first class. This is class 2 of our family series. Today we are going to learn how to balance on one foot, and we are going to learn how to stop if you do not have a toe stop. In our previous class, we learned how to balance, how to fall, and how to get back up, and how to stop using a toe stop. The first thing we are going to do is forward scissors. So these are also called bubbles, which is, I think, a cuter name, but we are going to put our heels together, just like we did when we were marching, when we were learning how to step and how to roll. We are going to put our heels together again. Same thing, strong body, put those arms out. We are going to bend and let our skates roll out like this. Now, before they go too far and we end up in the splits, we are going to squeeze our inner thighs together like this. We're not going to turn our knees in, but with these muscles right here in our inner thighs, we're going to squeeze them together. We're only going to let our feet get about shoulder width apart or a little bit further. Once they are about here, we're going to squeeze those together and pull our feet toward each other like that. Let's do that a few more times. Heels together, go out to about shoulder width apart, maybe a little bit more, and then squeeze together like that. Now you may notice that your feet are getting close together and your toes are getting close together. So do this a few more times before we get into that. Bend, pull the inner thighs toward each other. Before your toes hit, make sure you stop. Heels together, they go out, and then you pull them in like this. Now, before our toes hit, we're gonna stop pulling our inner thighs in. We're gonna relax our legs and press to the outside of our skates to make them go away. And then we're gonna start all over again. So when we're here and our toes are together, we're going to press to the outside and make them go away from each other. So basically our feet are going to go away, toward, away, and toward each other. So it's gonna go toes, heels, heels. Shake it out if you need to. Heels together, strong arms, bend. They go about shoulder width apart, and then bring them in. Make sure they don't touch. A very important thing to do. I know our feet are fascinating and we want to stare at them. Please try to look straight ahead where you are going. Our feet are there, they're not going anywhere. We don't need to stare at them. We can look at where we're going and look ahead of us. So as you're practicing this, keep your chin straight ahead and look at where you're going. Trust your feet. Please trust your feet. They are there, they're not going anywhere. Well, they're rolling. Okay, I want you to practice this a few times through. Make sure you're bending your knees that entire time. Your knees don't need to come up for air. They can stay bent that entire time, going out and in, out and in. Try to create a rhythm when you're doing this. You don't need to go super fast. Take your time, maybe say out loud, out and in, out and in. When you're doing this, make sure your tummy is tight and your arms are stretched out like this, and you're bending as you do it. The next thing we are going to do is balance on one foot. In our first class, we were able to roll on both feet. Today, we are going to learn how to balance on one foot. Before you're even moving, I want you to stand with both feet on the ground, and then I want you to try to lift one up. Just do that for a second. Just lift one up, put it back down. Make sure the knee that you're standing on is bent. This knee is not up straight, it's staying bent, even when you're picking this up. Now just take a second to realize how heavy this skate is. I don't think you realized you were weightlifting as you were doing this. This is a weight. You're weightlifting. You're lifting a weight. This is heavy. So just pat yourself on the back really quick. Good job. You're super strong. Now try the other leg. Pick it up, set it down. Keep the knees bent as you're doing this. You can put your hands out for balance. To really practice our balance on one foot, we're going to take a few steps forward, we're gonna roll, and then we're going to try to pick one skate up. You don't need to hold it up for a long time. I just want you to try to pick it up and set it back down. Strong body, take a few steps, roll, and pick it up, set it down. Pick it up, set it down. Make sure you're trying both feet, not at the same time. We're not jumping yet. Just pick one foot up, set it down. Try that a few times. The next time, try the other side. While you're doing this, you might realize that you're kind of tilting to the side, like an airplane. That's totally okay. If you're starting to fall, if you feel yourself losing your balance, try to straighten those arms out and keep them like this. Try not to tilt so much. You may be going too far, and that can get a little scary. So keep your arms here and lift and set it down, lift and set it down. I want you to practice this one quite a bit. I want you to take some time to practice it. As you're practicing it, I want you to work on holding it longer and longer each time, then setting it back down. When your foot is up in the air, try not to move too many things. You don't want to be wiggling your arms around or moving your hips, shaking your booty. You want to stay totally still in your body and hold that and then set it back down. Once your feet are down, then you can dance it out as much as you want, but while your foot is in the air, you don't want to move anything. Stay totally still and set it down. Now, as you practice this, I want you to start counting and try to beat your own score as you go. So if you take a few steps, you roll, and then you hold it, I want you to count 1, 2, 3, set it down. As you practice this, I want you to go up to 4, then 5, then 6, maybe all the way up to 10. If you're practicing with your family, try to beat each other's scores. So keep that body strong, arms are out. Once your foot is up, you're not gonna move anything. Just remember to breathe and count. Okay, now that you've practiced your balancing on one foot, we're gonna go into that cannonball, and then we're gonna learn how to do a shoot the duck, which means we're going to balance on one skate as we roll. Let's try this. I want you to bend, maybe get into that Superman position for a second, then bend down all the way, give your knees a hug, and then I want you to move your balance to one side. For me, I'm gonna choose my left side. When I get my balance over that left skate, I'm going to roll my right skate out in front. Now, my heel wheels are still on the ground. That's okay. As you're learning this, I want your heel wheels to stay on the ground so that you end up rolling like that. So I'm rolling on one skate and then the heel wheels of the other skate. Practice this a few times. Try both feet. One side will probably be easier than the other. That's okay, but we do want to practice both sides. For me, my left side is much easier, so I need to make sure that I practice my right side so that my right side can get stronger. As you get super comfortable in this position, I want you to try to pick up that skate. Now, if you pick it up too far, you're gonna fall down backward. So we don't wanna do that. When you're picking up the skate, I want you to tuck your tummy in, lean toward this knee a little bit, and hold on to that skate. This is a really fun one to practice because you can race each other holding your shoot the duck. So make sure you're practicing both sides so that maybe you can even switch and go to the other side when one leg gets too tired. Getting up from this position, we're just going to reverse everything we did. So I want you to put those heel wheels down on the ground, bring your skate in to cannonball position, give your knees another hug, and then carefully stand up, keeping your knees bent and your chin straight forward. Last class, we learned how to stop on our toe stops. Now we are going to learn how to stop without our toe stops. So our toe stops are our friend, but if we don't have toe stops in our skate, I don't want you to have to run into a wall or something to stop or fall down. That's not fun. So we're going to learn how to do a T stop, like the letter T. I want you to put your feet like this. So one skate is facing forward, the other is facing out to the side like this. And it makes kind of a T. If you put your skate like this, it's a capital T. When you're in this position, I want you to bend your knees just a little bit. Do a little dance. In this position, we can push and we can stop. We'll get into the pushing in the next class, but we're going to work on how to stop in this position. So if you start marching or rolling like this, you can pick up one skate and drag it into this position to stop. Go ahead and try this a few times. I want you to take a few steps, roll, and stop. I want you to think of putting weight into this back foot and dragging all 4 of your wheels to your other foot. Like that. It does help if you have your arms out. Walk and drag. If you do this with your knees not bent, you may fall over backward when you do it, which let me tell you is not fun. So I want you to keep your knees bent as you stop. Like always, keep your tummy tight, keep your arms strong, keep that chin straight forward. You don't need to look down. Basically, if you look down, you're going to fall down. We don't want to do that. We want to go forward, so we want to keep our chin forward and straight ahead of us. All right, that's all for this class. Please make sure to practice your balancing on one foot. It's super important, especially when you go to the next class. We are going to learn how to backward skate, and we are going to learn how to jump and hop. So I'll see you over there.